this season in your life isn't about losing something, but rather it's about learning how to expand your capacity to love. Hi, I'm Jacqueline, and welcome to Faith and Resilience. This is where we learn how to navigate life's transitions with faith, emotional strength, and purpose. Welcome to Faith and Resilience, your weekly dose of practical tips, encouragement, and faith-filled inspiration. You know, one of the hardest parts of change isn't always what's happening around us. It's what's happening inside of us. It's what it feels like inside of us. Because when life shifts, when relationships change, roles evolve, when new people or new priorities enter the picture, it can quietly bring up a question. Where do I fit in now? And maybe that looks like a child getting married in your life. That's what it looks like for me right now. Or maybe it's a shift in a friendship or a change in a role at work or a new season in your marriage. Maybe it's feeling like life is moving forward in ways that just really seem unfamiliar. And underneath all of that, there can be this subtle fear. Am I losing something? Am I becoming less important? Is there still space for me here? For me, that's been very real in this season of my son getting married. And I've had to process what it looks like to step into a new role. I know I'm not losing a relationship. I'm allowing it to grow into something different. And even though it's good, even though it's right, it's exactly how it's supposed to be, it still requires me to adjust how I see my place. And it also requires me to adjust my expectations. But here's what I've come to understand. This isn't about losing love. It's about expanding love. It really is, because love is not limited. Love always multiplies. It doesn't divide when things change. It multiplies. And this is where my faith has really changed everything for me. Let's listen to Romans 12:10. It says this: be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. That applies in every relationship. When things change, when they shift, we have a choice. We can compare or we can honor. How about 1 Corinthians 12? Love always protects. It always trusts. It always hopes. You know, love doesn't compete for position. It trusts. And then John 13:34. This is Jesus speaking. He says, love one another as I have loved you. That kind of love makes room. It doesn't hold tightly to control or to status. It opens its hands, because when relationships evolve, it can feel like something's being taken from you. But often something is actually being added to you, added to your heart, added to your life. It's expanding. More depth, more growth, more opportunity to love in a new way. And that's a great, great thing. So let me ask you something. Where in your life right now do you feel like something is shifting? Where in your life now do you feel like something's shifting? Where do you feel unsure or insecure about your place? And if you're honest, how are you approaching it? Are you approaching that place with fear or with openness? So I want to give you a few ways to walk through this season well. And I want you to know up front, I don't do this perfectly every time. I'm in process. I am a growth in process. I am a woman in process. And I don't get it right every time. But I think being intentional and I think being aware really help us in these situations. Number one, I want you to choose connection over comparison. You do not have to compete for your place in someone's life. You need to focus on building that connection instead of measuring your position. Number 2, I want you to lead with honor. Speak well of others, even when things feel unfamiliar. Choose respect and kindness. I'll tell you, one of the greatest things my mother ever told me when I first got married was this. She looked at me and she said, Jacqueline, never speak badly of your mother-in-law, of Alex's mom, to him. Really don't speak badly about her to anyone. You can talk to the Lord about your grievances, but you don't need to disparage her, particularly in front of your husband. That is his mother. You need to respect that place. That has been one of the greatest things, one of the greatest lessons she's taught me. And I've done my best to do that and to honor my mother-in-law. Number 3, I want you to create space. I want you to allow relationships to grow without trying to control them. Because growth requires freedom and space. If we try to clasp on too tight to something, it doesn't have room to grow. It needs space. And then number 4, I want you to build intentionally. If something is changing, no matter what it is, you need to be intentional about how you show up. You've got to lean in, you've got to get curious, and you've got to stay engaged. Connection doesn't mean control. It means showing up in a different way. And we talked about this in episode 3. So you should go back and listen if you didn't get that episode, because we talked a lot about staying connected even while something's changing and evolving into something different. And we even talked about examples of what that looks like for us. This is exactly what we're talking about here, is exactly what it looks like to embrace change. We don't resist it. We've got to step into it with faith and intention. So if you're in a season where things feel like they're shifting, they're changing, everything around you feels different, I want you to hear this, okay? You are not being replaced. You are being repositioned. And it's not about losing your place. It's about expanding your capacity to love. God is not removing you from something meaningful. He is inviting you into something deeper. And if this resonated with you, I created a free guide that walks you through my Thrive framework. It's going to help you navigate seasons like this with clarity and with confidence. And you can download it in the description below. And if this has encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel and continue this journey with me. Until next time.